Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to Robotics Notes Elite. It is go time, it is almost show time, and there will be a showdown going on between Gun Build 1 with everybody's collaborative help here to try and get it ready for the big fight against Misaki and her giant spider deadly ass thing with all of her goons. Honestly, the odds are really against us, but the odds have been against us at least 5 times in this damn story, so I feel like, well, we might be okay. Somehow we're going to pull out on top, or at least I really hope we do. But yeah, we're back on the island. We somehow got back here. Airi is safe for the moment, and we're all also safe for the moment, but it is basically the day, the final day, the potential final day for a lot of people if we do not fight back successfully. I see that Akiho is active on Twitter. Things we can do, things that only we can do, that's what we're doing. Not yet, this will not end yet. My husband, son, and Akiho are all safe. Thank you to everybody who was worried. I will never ever get lost. My flying was perfect this time too. Even though we're taking a different route than usual, I promise to come back to the island. This is my home. I promise that no matter what happens. Rather than that, can you buy as many? Oh my gosh. No way. It's in the end, it's always, you know, bringing home something, you know. Goodness gracious, I spoil you far too much, my lovely wife. Regardless, copy that. It is always an agreement though. Can't just be scared and evacuate. Got to learn from my husband and kids. And it looks like that's that. We did learn through Twitter that the there was somebody behind the scenes running these shell companies or whatever they were called, basically keeping the lights on, the power on, with Kimijima Co.'s facilities here. Again, a huge red light that I kind of ignored here and there. Didn't really ignore it with his vacation home, but yeah, that was a lovely one. He has been assassinated, the guy behind the scenes, which is not really surprising now that a lot of this is coming to light. It makes sense that he would need to go bye-bye. Even after dawn, the rain shows no signs of letting up, which is good. I know that it's technically protecting us, but it also forces us to work in this cramped hangar.
Orai! Orai!
I'm not gonna lie, like during the entirety of the introduction, I was getting so many notifications on my phone. We support the servo motor hanging from the crane and carefully insert it into Model 1's joint. Unfortunately, things don't go so well and we're forced to have the crane come and go over and over again. The servo motor finally settles in the right position, and we have to act fast to secure it. We use several thick bolts and electric nut runners, but Model 1's legs are incredibly thick. The joints require multiple large screws, or bolts. That's what connects it all together. To exchange a motor, the bolts need to be removed first, followed by all the leg parts. Specifically, everything below the ankles, the shins, the thighs, 6 parts in total across both legs. Each part is nearly 2 meters tall while lying down, and over 3 meters long. They're secured to the crane attached to the truck Doc arrived in. The crane then lifts up the boltless parts. The motors are also pretty big, way bigger than the engine inside a car. We have to be careful about our work, but we also can't waste too much time. With that in mind, having a crane makes a huge difference. We could never get this done on our own. And that said, of all the people here, Juna and I aren't particularly useful, which is why things have been pretty slow. It's also frustrating that no other work can be done until the motor exchange is complete. This is the first time I've actually regretted not helping out earlier. If I'm the one piloting this thing, I should be the one making sure it's in tip-top shape. I'm trusting this thing with my life after all. I can't win without it. I knew I'd have to mess with the settings a bit, but up until now, I always thought that all I needed to win was my own ability. No, it's gonna take a little bit more this time. But now I know better. If I'm gonna be the best, it's important that I pay attention to maintenance of the robot too. I guess I'm glad we're learning here. Juna and I concentrate on tightening the screws. It kind of feels like we're the pit crew in a race or something.
これでいくつ終わった？ 5 つ。残り1つだよ。頑張ろう。
It already took over 5 hours to get this far. Just like Subaru said, this will probably take the full 6 hours. And we're not done after that. There's still lots of work remaining. I pulled an all-nighter, so this is getting pretty rough. I might not be in the best condition for tomorrow's... That sounds lovely. Akiho's foot gets caught on a cord. She falls over, taking the parts and metal plates in the area with her.
Aki-chan, 大丈夫?
平気。
たるんでんじゃねえ！気合い入れろ！
ごめんなさい。
Wow, it's been a while since I've seen Doc bark like that.
Aki-chan, 疲れてるんじゃない？寝てないでしょ。あんまり無理するとまた発作が出るから休んだ方がいいよ。
Honestly, these two are at like huge risk of that. I do not think they've gotten proper sleep at all recently.
それはカイだって同じでしょ。
They've been awake for a long time.
休んでなんかいられないよ。うちらがやらなくちゃ誰がやるっていうの？
でも
これは一体どういうことですか？
Who the fuck is you? Who is this? Who is this person? I jump a little. I know that hysterical voice. Oh shit.
あな
Yep,
たたち
there
一体
she
何
is.
をやっているのです？
ギゲ、教頭先生。
Why in the world is she here? This is literally the last thing we need right now.
ロボ部は廃部、そう言ったはずです。
教頭先生。今は緊急事態で。
緊急だろうと何だろうと、ここを使うのならば、まず私に声をかけるのが筋というものでしょう。
教頭先生。今日一日だけ見逃してください。細かい話は後で全部説明しますから。
いいえ、ダメです。見逃すなど論外ですわ。
Damn, bitch, you wanna die? That's not a threat, that's the outcome.
わからず屋の石頭め。
She pays no mind to my language and instead takes out her Pokecom, fiddling with the screen for a couple seconds.
あなたたち全員、今すぐここにサインなさい。
She then thrusts her Pokecom toward Akiho.
でなければ退学処分にしますからね。卒業まで数日だろうと関係ありませんよ。
勘弁してよ、教頭先生。あんたにそこまでやる権限なんてないって。俺たちはあんたなんかには従わない。もう学校がどうこうって問題じゃないんだ。
I think this is like the first time we've really talked to her.
なんか言ったらどうなの？済ましてないでさ。
待って、カイ。
Akiho stops me as she looks at the VP's Pokecom.
教頭先生、これってどういうこと？入部届ってなってますけど。
Ah, she's bringing it back.
は？
Say what?
あなたたちは今、どの部活にも所属していないでしょ？先月、ロボ部は私が廃部にしましたからね。ですから、ロボ部をもう一度復活させるために、全員入部届を書きなさいと言っているのです。この非常時であっても、手続きはきっちりしなければなりません。
Yeah, emergency. Yeah, that's a huge thing.
何かあった
Do we
時、
really need to go
こ
through
れは
the
あなた方の責任では
through the
なく、
formalities?
それを許可した学校の責任であると言えなくなってしまいますから。
That seems kind of silly.
教頭先生。
Wait, what just happened? Are my ears busted? Akiho, Juna, Subaru, and myself are all stunned.
教頭先生マジツンデレ。
いいからさっさと名前と学年、クラスを書きなさい。全員分ですからね。
はい。
この教頭、 実はいい人だったのか。
Maybe she understands the
ヤシオ君、何
situation,
か言いましたか？
and maybe we should shut the fuck
あ
up.
いえ
Like, as much as I kind of want to yell at her, whatever. She shoots me a sharp glare. She really is scary.
教頭先生、お待たせしました。
Michi suddenly comes running over. Where has our delinquent teacher been this entire time? Wait, it's not just him. Our homeroom teacher, Kobasen, the other teachers, and even the principal all pop up one after the other. They're all holding supermarket bags in their hands. They're filled with drinks, pastries, rice balls, and more.
長深田先生、一体どこまで買い出しに行っていたんですか？
いや、西の表島で開店時間前に開けてもらうの大変だったんですから。
いいから生徒たちに配りなさい。
Wow, is like everybody really
何
understanding all of a
毒で
sudden?
も入ってるの？
Like, is everybody filled in with like
何
what's
を言っ
happening?
てるんですか？どこからどう見ても差し入れに決まっているでしょう。
Why does she have to keep getting so angry? The teachers lay out a blue sheet in the corner of the hangar and start lining up the refreshments they bought.
多いな。
This is weird.
まさか瀬宮さん、
I'm having
ロ
some
ボ部の部
problems
員だ
like
けで独り占
processing
めする
this.
つもりだったのですか？
違うんですか？
当たり前です。これは志願した生徒たち全員の分なんですよ。
Wait, we're also getting help?
特別課外授業ってやつだ。これ豆知識な。
It's awfully noisy outside of the hangar. I hear lots of voices growing closer. Our teachers aren't the only ones who've come. Holy shit. That's a whole fucking squad of people. I don't know, any of them, obviously. They're all generic looking characters, but nonetheless, characters. And we could use all the help from characters we can get. Outside of the hangar are nearly 100 students in raincoats. Never mind, that's more than a squad. Okay, those are the two friends of Juna's. Yeah, from the beginning of the game when they really weren't happy with
手伝うの
Akiho.
だるいな。
でも手伝わないと世界滅びるらしいぜ。
じゃ、しょうがないか。ロボ部も頑張ってるし、俺らもやるしかないよな。
I don't know who these characters are. All of my classmates who made fun of the Robotics Club. Okay.
イプスをした日高くんも素敵。日高くんに名前を覚えてもらうために頑張ろうね。
I mean, we didn't even know their names, so good luck. Even some schoolgirls with some impure motives. Yeah, wait. What is the deal with Subaru? There are so many people, over half of the school most likely.
彼らは自主的にあなた方を手伝いたいと志願した生徒たちです。彼らは彼らなりに今この島で起きていることを受け止め、自分にできることが何かを考えたのでしょう。
Again, I'm kind of just like blown away here.
ですから瀬宮さん、中央種子島高校の全教員と志願した有志の生徒は皆ロボ部部長のあなたの指示に従いますわ。
Oh, who now? Several large trucks come driving into the airport. What now? That's what I'm saying.
もうあいつらやっと来やがったか。
Doc looks at the trucks, unsurprised.
島中の町工場の連中に号令かけてやった。蒲田やら港やら片っ端にな。それぞれパーツかけ集めて集合するよう言っといた。
秋穂ちゃん、手伝うぜ。種子島の機械屋が集まりゃもう怖いものなしだからな。
Familiar guys from the local workshops poke their heads out from the trucks, waving enthusiastically at us.
おっちゃんたち。
Old man Kamado was the only guy who ever cooperated with us. The other workshops always kept their distance. And yet here they all are now.
毒がどれだけ恐れられてるのか、ちょっと分かった気がするよ。
うるせえよ。だがクレーンはこれで大型小型合わせて5台になった。 もう愚痴は言わせねえぞ、秋穂。
Hey, yo, wait a minute.
待て待て待て
Yep, zoom the camera out. Mr. Candy appears at the head of a bunch of buff dudes. They come marching in like some kind of mini parade.
西の表の若い連中も連れてきたぞ。あと我が社の社員もの。
出遅れちゃいましたね。
What up, Nai? Following after them are a bunch of JAXA employees in their work uniforms. Nai-san is in front. Behind her is Harunaka-san, the guy who helped us assemble Model 2. Young and old JAXA engineers come running over with them.
職員の皆さんすごく燃えてるんですよ。俺たちの職場である TNSC を占拠するなんて許せない。所長を助けるぞって。だから私たちにも手伝わせてください。
Getting help from JAXA engineers alone would be huge for us, but it's not just them. There are elderly who usually work the fields, housewives, blue-collar men, and even loud children all gathered here in the rain.
Kaito! Kaito!
Who the fuck is that? Oh, okay. Sorry. Dad is standing next to her.
母さん、無事だったんだね。
そうなの。瀬宮さんとこの玉木さんと一緒にね、避難してきたのよ。これからみんなで炊き出ししてあげるから、頑張んなさい。
Mom then disappears into the crowd. Dad silently salutes me and follows after her.
あ、父さん。
Wow. Subaru's very confused shout causes me to turn around. The very same man who punched his own son last summer is standing right next to Subaru, a sullen look on his face.
無理するなと言ったはずだ。二度とまともに歩けないようになったらどうするつもりだ。
ごめん。
お前はもう一歩も動くな。代わりに俺がお前の足になって動いてやる。
Wow.
父さん
Wow.
手伝ってくれるの？
God damn, we have every fucking character under the goddamn sun, you know, while it's still, you know, a sun, you know, just a normal sun to us here on Earth, just here to help us. It's insane.
お前が好きだと言ったものがどれほどのものかこの目で確かめたくなっただけだ。
I'm glad he's giving him an actual chance here. It's nice to see that story kind of wrap up with a nice ending to it, if you will. I never thought his dad would back down. But it's not just Subaru's old man. The VP too. This is more than a little shocking. No, I'm struggling to find the proper commentary here for this because I wasn't expecting literally everybody to come out and be supportive.
島が一つになってる。こんなにたくさんの人たちがロボ部のために、島のために手伝ってくれてる。今まで仲が悪かった人たちも、良かった人たちも、家族も、一度も会ったことのない人たちも、みんなが一つの目標に向かってこうして集まってる。
Akiho looks like she could start crying at any moment, so I give her a pat on the shoulder.
どうやら俺たち島中の希望になっちゃったみたいだね。その期待を裏切らないようにしないと。
これなら種子島はあと10年は戦える。
いや、そんなに長く戦わなくていいから。
Either way, this final battle is one that we can't afford to lose no matter what. I am getting a little hyped here all of a sudden, though. Uh-oh. What's going on with Misaki? The rain and strong sea breeze collide with my cheeks. There's no point in trying to wipe off the moisture, so I just let it build. The wind is always strong on Tanegashima during the winter. The air temperature doesn't drop much, but thanks to the wind, it feels quite cold, especially on the coast. It feels really nostalgic. The scent of the winter wind, that is. I stand by the railing at the edge of the cliff and throw a bouquet of white carnations down into the water below. It doesn't quite fly in the arc I expected due to the strong winds, but it falls into the ocean nonetheless.
あなたは性格に似合わず白い花が好きだったわね、水。
Okay, so this isn't really surprising. And now that we kind of understand the position that Misaki is in to a degree, yeah, she's still human. She's very human. And I'm sure that she is very upset by the fact that she has lost her closest friend in Mizuka. I chose white carnations for that reason alone. Irie Mizuka was the only person I could ever call a true friend.
7年ぶりに帰ってきたの。あなたに会えなかったことが悲しい。
This is the place. This is where she died. That's what Michi said when he contacted me. If possible, I wanted to attend Mizu's funeral, but I couldn't.
ねえ、水。あなたなら私のことをまた昔みたいに叱ってくれたのかもしれないわ。
I think, well, yeah, no, you deserve more than scolding. Hold on now. That's why. To me, losing Mizu hurts more than I can express in words. You would stop me, and that's how I've always felt. Or perhaps that's the very reason you died. I suddenly feel a presence behind me. A chill runs down my neck. Right behind me. At a distance close enough to touch me, I can feel their presence. But I know full well that even if I turn around, nobody will be there. Even so, I know that he's there.
どうやら君の蒔いた種は立派に成長したらしい。少し、いや、かなり目障りになってきたよ。
I'm certain that I'm the only one who can hear his voice. Is he actually talking, or is this all just an illusion in my head? Am I living for my will anymore? Or is it only his? I stopped caring a long time ago. But I know one thing for certain. I've been bound by the curse of the man speaking.
そう。確かに目障りね。
君がそれを望んだのかな。
私10年近くも前にこうなることを予想して未来予知ができるなら今頃私はこんなところであなたと話していなかったわ。そんなに彼らが気に食わないなら空飛ぶロボット大軍団で攻撃を仕掛けたらどう？どうせできないでしょうけどね。あれは所詮幻だもん。
Haha. He has a sick fetish for toying with his prey. That's the kind of man he is.
では、ゲジネを使うとしよう。あれなら、一個招待程度の働きはしてくれるからね。
やればいい。
I then pull a knife out from my breast pocket. I quickly try to thrust it into my own neck. But my hands stop. I can't help but click my tongue. I failed to kill myself yet again. These are my hands, yet they feel foreign to me. My body doesn't answer to me. Not even a single twitch. It's as if it's not my own. Even though it's right here. I can see that it's attached to me. But it's like it's just an illusion.
君もしつこい女だ。無駄だと言っているのにね。君には最後まで働いてもらわなければならないんだ。古郡南のようになってもらっては困るよ。
そうやって何人の人間に取り付いて呪い殺してきたの？
そうさせた元凶は君だよ。あの時君が僕を殺さなければ。
Well, if she hadn't, she probably would have lost her sister and Kaito. My hands, still gripping the knife, rise up on their own. I then gently throw the knife off the cliff. I gaze out at it. Why was I holding a knife? I'm not even sure why I just threw it away. It feels as if my memories have corrupted. I felt this numerous times before, this feeling like I've lost something important. And every time I feel like crying, but I don't know why, I ultimately shed no tears. I don't feel his presence anymore. I gently close my eyes. The cold sensation of the wind and rain hitting my body, this familiar scent. I wanted to experience it all as Senomiya Misaki for just a little bit longer. A sound causes me to open my eyes in surprise.
瀬宮美咲、最新情報によれば現在種子島屋久島地方で降っている雨はあと2時間ほどで上がりそうです。
Uh-oh.
明日の降水確率は 10% で変わりません。
I recall how Airi always loved weather reports, but how did Sister Centipede feel about them?
なぜ急にそっちから声をかけてきたの？もしかして慰めてくれているのかしら。そのような意図はありません。思えば皆既日食の日にあなたと出会ったのが全ての始まりだったのね。
That was already over 10 years ago. I just happened to find a new smartphone during the commotion of the eclipse. It had just come out and was fairly low performance at the time. Inside of it was Airi's prototype, still in development. After several days of talking to Airi and becoming friends, she told me that she had a master. It made sense that the phone I found had an original owner, and since they're so expensive, I felt that I had to give it back. Following Airi's instructions, I found myself at Kimijima-ko's house in the woods. At the time, I had no idea that a year later I would end up killing Kimijima-ko with my own hands. I was desperate. I didn't want Aki or Kai to die. I wanted to protect them. My cute little sister who always happily followed me, the total rascal of a young boy who lived near me. I loved every minute I spent together with them. The time I spent watching mecha anime with Aki. The time I spent playing fighting games with Kai. I truly loved every second of it. I couldn't bear the thought of losing those kids. But all of the people aboard the MF Anemone, Aki and Kai were the only ones left unconscious. They didn't wake up for multiple days following the incident. I couldn't sleep for even a second, so I just kept holding Aki's hand as tightly as I could. Please, God, don't let them die. Please let me see their smiles just one more time. I don't care what happens to me as long as you grant my wish. I'm fairly certain that's all I prayed for during those long days.
お姉ちゃん。アキ、よかった。よかった。
So when Aki woke up, gripped my hand, and smiled happily at me, I honestly thought that I'd be okay with dying. I had done something irreversible. I had killed a man. The police were going to arrest me. But I had no regrets. But a week later, when I returned to Kimijima-ko's house, there was no corpse. I knew for a fact that I had murdered him and left the body there. There were even bloodstains all over the place. But the corpse itself had vanished. 10 days later, it was located in a completely unrelated place. Unless somebody intentionally moved the body, that should have been impossible. It made the news, but even as time passed, the police never came for me. And that's when I started to think. Perhaps the case would be left unsolved. Maybe the culprit would never be brought to light. Or maybe the person who moved Kimijima-ko's corpse would be charged with the crime in my place. Hey, Aki, Kai, I'm not a prodigy. I'm not a genius. I'm not a perfect person. I'm a weak, despicable coward who actually thought that I might get away without atoning for my crimes. It was Kimijima-ko who saw that weakness in my heart and took full advantage of it. A month after everything happened, he appeared before me. At first, I thought I was just hearing things, but he appeared everywhere. He continuously and repeatedly whispered in my ears about what I did to him over and over again, all day long from morning until night, and then again the next morning. It wasn't long before I stopped being able to sleep. I quickly started losing myself. In retrospect, I was already under his curse at that point. When the Robotics Association got promoted to a club, I put distance between myself and the thing I started. I couldn't get involved with it. I didn't deserve to be affiliated with something built on hopes and dreams. I also distanced myself from Aki and Kai. After saving their lives, I felt I couldn't get them involved. I wasn't even able to consult my best friend Mizu. I tried turning myself into the police, but nobody would believe me. Wait, really? Really, she actually revealed to the police that she killed a man, and they're like, nah, no you didn't. Or did she try to explain that she was being quote-unquote haunted, you know? They all thought it was some joke and laughed at me. During my second and third year of high school, I distanced myself from everyone around me. I isolated myself completely. I'm sure that probably strengthened Kimijima-ko's curse. Yeah, loneliness is not good. No, no, no. And now half of me has become him. The personality and sense of self known as Senomiya Misaki is on the verge of vanishing. As I recall the past, I'm not even sure I'm her. This could be Kimijima Ko's personality thinking back on Senomiya Misaki's memories. It may look like I'm acting according to my own will, but Kimijima Ko's will is always intervening no matter what. Every time I attempted to kill myself, he would stop me. And now here I am. No, I don't regret murdering him in order to save Aki and Kai. I have no idea if that event really happened or if my memories are true, but I regret nothing. That's why I at least wanted them to deliver me from all of this.
ゲジネ、あなたはカイとアキのことを知っているわよね。はい。二人のことは好き？嫌い？そのような判断をする機能はゲジネには備わっていません。
Yeah, that sounds about right. Sister Centipede was always cold like that.
そんなあなたに解放してあげるわ。
Before I lose myself, I need to do at least this much. I take out my Pokecom. Kimijima Report number 0, huh? An icon representing the original data is displayed on my screen. I was the one who planted the Kimijima Reports around the island. It was back when I was in high school. I even came up with the flags, just as Kimijima Ko instructed. One of the things that he planted inside of me. What you could call the origin of all of this. Right now, I choose to throw it away.
ゲジネ、あなたはあの二人のところへもうここにはいなくていい。あなたは自由よ。ノッチよ。ゲジネ。
Without hesitation, I remove the icon. Once I confirm the data is gone, I breathe a sigh of relief. Sister Centipede will never appear before me ever again. I wonder if you'll be able to kill me. Such a thing would make me incredibly happy. Oh, I don't know about death, but, you know, we'll see what happens. I was going to bring this up like 2 episodes ago, maybe, but I'm very uncertain of Sister Centipede's stance. She is a very neutral AI that exists or has always existed here in the Science Adventure series. I don't think she's necessarily bad, but I don't think she's necessarily good. But she has a master, and that is Kimijima Ko. So take that as you will. The rain has stopped, but the sky is still cloudy with the sun hidden behind them. We're still okay, right? They can't launch the rocket yet, right? I look up at the sky with unease. Some volunteers are risking life and limb to infiltrate and monitor the Osaki launch complex. Excuse me, all we can do now is wait for the report. I've been discharged from assembly work. Thanks to all of the people helping, Akiho and Subaru ordered me to rest. They want me to be rested up and in top condition for the decisive battle tomorrow. And so I opted to take them up on their offer, but there's something else I need to do.
いいですか？ここは一応敵の勢力圏内ですから。
We are? Oh wait, yeah, we are. That background. All right, yeah, I'm following. Don't worry. But let's also check Twitter. There are so many people helping the Robotics Club. Nothing can get better than this. Ooh, why? Just why? Interesting. Interesting. Please come quickly. Interesting. Okay. All right, yeah. I know where we're at. The background for a moment didn't seem all that familiar, but okay.
長いは無用です。
分かってる。
I get out of the car and reply. Been a while since we've been here. I asked Nai-san to drive me over to the old community center in Uchagaoka Park. On a clear day, you can see the VAB from here, but the thick fog is making that impossible. Is Misane over there? Is the black hole bomb capable of killing 5 billion people also there? I forcibly tear my gaze away. Right now, Minamitane is effectively a ghost town. As of this morning, about 80% of Nakatane has been evacuated. The rest are moving out under police instruction. It was never a town with that many people. Still, not seeing a single car on the way to the town office in the center of the city was chilling. I can't keep wasting time. When I open the backseat door, Airi gets out. We have Airi with us?
大丈夫？
はい。
When I asked Nai-san to take me here, Airi spoke up. She said that she wanted to take a look at the island for the first time in 10 years. Considering she had to be put into cold sleep, I had assumed that she was super ill, but honestly, she doesn't look that bad. Yeah, she's supposed to have like cancer or whatever, but she's all good. I don't even think it was cancer. I don't remember if they even said anything, but she was set to die basically. And now she's all good. That aside, I have something I need her to do, and that's why I agreed to take her here despite the danger. Fortunately, we have Nai-san with us. According to Frau, she's supposed to be ridiculously strong.
10年ぶりの島はどう？
はい。懐かしいけど、結構寂しいです。私の知っている人は誰もいなくなってしまいましたから。そうは言っても、母と君島さんくらいだったんですけど。
A decade is much longer than it seems. For example, it's possible that friends from kindergarten or elementary school are still around. But for Airi, whose time was stopped for a whole decade, that would have been 10 full years, and they would be different people now.
俺ちょっと中を見てくるから、ナイさん、アイリさんのことよろしく。
I walk off on my own. The room at the far end of the first floor, the one with an electronic lock. The device inside this room is what I'm here for. The door is locked. It won't open unless you input the password. Airi's the one who taught it to me, or was it Sister Centipede?
Hidden hand.
Ayo? Well, hello, gamers. Surprised, I turn around to find Airi and Nai-san hidden in the darkness, or standing in the darkness.
ついてきちゃったの？
Slightly hidden.
ごめんなさい。
Contrast and all that, they look fucking creepy.
だってほら、外にいると寒いですし。
アイリさん、なんで今のパスワード知ってるわけ？
ふっと頭の中に浮かんできました。そんな言葉、今まで一度も聞いたことないのに。
Airi seems to be at a loss. She doesn't understand why she knows the password. Want to know what I don't understand and also haven't brought up for a couple episodes? How is it that Kimijima Ko is able to control some people here? Airi and Misaki, both of his personal puppets, you would say. Airi, who I guess was with him before his death, Misaki also the same, but Misaki also became truly under his control after his death, and that's kind of how all of that has been for about 10 years now. I'm curious about what his whole deal here is, because he's just AI. It could just be a psychological trick. Could Sister Centipede be around here somewhere? Last week when I left for Tokyo, I know that she was still operating properly, but for some reason she stopped showing up on my Pokecom. It'd be really helpful if she popped up right about now. There's something I wanted to ask her. In fact, I was hoping to fish out Sister Centipede by bringing Airi here. Well, she might pop up. She's not with Misaki anymore. Well, whatever. I need to keep my priorities straight. The inside of the room is unchanged from the last time I came. The electromagnetic wave irradiation device that causes monopoles to fall from the sky. It's still working, which means that monopoles are still falling on Uchigaoka Park.
それは。
電磁波照射装置だよ。
電磁波。これでモノポールを降らせていたんですね。教えてくれてもよかったのに。
万博が終わるまでは騒ぎになりたくなかったんだよ。
I leave the women alone for a moment and stand in front of the device. It uses the large antenna outside to beam EM waves into space. I think that's how Sister Centipede explained it before. Honestly, her whole explanation about all this shit went completely over my head. I remember that part, and I remember nothing specifically. But I didn't really examine it in detail last time. I had no idea how to handle or operate it.
それ単体では役に立たない。スロットに専用のカートリッジを挿さなければ動かないだろう。
Oh. I forgot that we got that N4. And thanks to the comments. Honestly, I'm just gonna stop here. I'm gonna give like huge proper thanks to a lot of you guys in the comments that have stuck through my, I guess, recordings being uploaded as they've been uploaded, I guess, this entire time. and have been helping me out here, commenting with each release of these episodes and all that. You guys have been a great help because there are some things I do miss, things I overlook, things that I don't immediately grasp. And yeah, Chaos Head was on my mind whenever all this crazy illusion shit was going on, but the N4s, I believe, are related to Noah, which is a huge Chaos Head deal here. A very powerful weapon, which, yes, as we've seen in countless routes in Chaos Head Noah, yeah, very powerful. So I believe that's what we now have. We just need a cartridge. Intrigued by what Sawada told me, I decided to come here. I figured there might be a cartridge-like thing somewhere on the machine. I begin casually tapping away at the icons on the display screen. It goes without saying, but I have zero luck, so I give up on controlling the device via its screen.
何をしてるんですか？
ちょっと探し物をね。
There's nothing like a window or anything below the display, which means I can't see inside. Am I going to have to take this thing apart in order to figure out what he meant by cartridge? And then in the darkness, I find what seems to be a button under the device. Just as I'm about to push it,
待ってください。
for some reason, Airi stops me.
装置の電源を切った方がいいと思います。
What would the button do?
どういうこと？
あ、いえ、なんとなくそう思っただけで。
Well, she's right. It's common sense to make sure the power's off before taking something apart. I follow Airi's advice and cut the power. However, there's no explanation for any of the buttons on the display, so I have no idea what to push.
どれだ？
これ。
And just like that, Airi is next to me. She reaches her white slender hand out and touches my hand. I can feel her warmth through my skin.
実体がある。
I know that it's a weird statement, but no, I completely agree.
あ、いや、こっちの話。
I completely understand where he's coming from here. I mean, for months he was, with an AI version of Airi. And yeah, you can say that he became attached to her. I kind of became attached to her. Her presence with Sister Centipede was a huge part of the story and really the overall game here. So for her to kind of just disappear like that was kind of sad, I will admit. But now that she's a regular character, it's like, this is very different. It's kind of Kingdom Hearts-like for some reason. I smile and leave the display to Airi.
アイリちゃん、わかるんですか？電源を切るにはこのボタンを押してサブ画面を出してからこっちの大きなボタンを10秒間押し続ければ。
I wonder if she learned from Kimijima himself. Airi follows her own instructions. The light then vanishes from the device's display. The constant humming noise stops and the room is blanketed in silence. I guess the power's off.
あまりに自然にやってたね、今。
Okay, but now we have to flip the switch on the back, and then we have to press and hold the power button to get rid of any existing, juice in there, I glance at Nai-san, and then she nods her head in agreement. It looked to me like Airi knew exactly what she was doing with that device. No hesitation whatsoever. She turned off the power without even thinking about it. These are the actions of someone who has been around the block dozens of times, not once or twice. Is this really the Airi who was asleep for 10 years? Or is she actually the AR Airi? Hell, this could even be a trap set by Kimijima Ko. But wait, she literally just touched my hand a moment ago. I know I felt her. There is no way that she's AR Airi.
わかりません。私、今どうして？
Airi seems surprised at herself. Whatever, I can ask her about it later. I have Airi move out of the way and try pressing the button on the bottom of the device. When I do, a tray comes slowly sliding out. It's hard to see in the darkness, but it's actually less of a tray and more of a circuit board. It's a little bigger than a Pokecom. Could this be the device's core? I steel myself and try pulling it all the way out.
これがカートリッジなのかな？
Well, can it fit in the fucking little box that we got?
ひとまず上に戻ろう。
I want to take a look at this thing somewhere with some light. The three of us return to the second floor. It's a strange feeling. It was only half a year ago that I first spoke to AR Airi here. Can we? Yeah, okay, we can get in here. Doesn't look like anything's new on Twitter, but... anything new here? Well, look at that. That's still here. We can't interact with it, but that is still here. Like, we put it, like, we definitely placed it there. We put it there. It is still present. And now, the real Airi is standing right in front of my eyes. I will admit, I don't know why I was so scared in the beginning of this playthrough. You guys remember that? I was, like, really scared for, like, no reason. This game was kind of spooking me out. And there were times back in Steins Gate where I was, like, a little scared. Even so, I had watched Steins Gate before. I've watched the anime. It's just that there are a lot of times here where these recording sessions, they just go by so fast, you become so immersed. Honestly, like, I don't know. This game definitely does a good job of that, and I guess that's why I got a little spooked. I compiled all the moments I got scared, or at least most of the moments I got scared, into a YouTube short, by the way, so if you go to the shorts section of my channel, you should be able to find it. If you just want to see how stupid I was, or how stupid it was for me to get as scared as I ended up getting for no fucking reason. Airi appears to be having some thoughts as she looks around the community center.
Airi さんってこの島の出身だよね。
はい。
Actually, I think the last time we were specifically in this room, it was during that really bad storm.
ここには来たことある？
いいえ、
Maybe? I don't know.
病気のせいもあって、いつも家に閉じこもっていましたから。私の家は西の表と中種の境ぐらいにあったんです。だから島の南の方はほとんど来たことがありません。
I already looked into the house where Yukifune Airi lived. Unfortunately, it's now an empty lot. Her house is gone. I still haven't found the right time to let her know. Earlier, when Airi said that she wanted to go with me, I was afraid that she'd asked us to take her to her house. I looked down at the circuit board in my hand. It really is just that. I don't know much about how these things are constructed, so I have no idea how it works. The EM irradiation device that Sawada gave me has a slot for something just this size. I put down the heavy knapsack slung over my shoulder and removed the device.
それが N4。
知ってるの？
ええ、名前だけは見たのは初めてです。
A device that could show illusions to tens of thousands of people in Odaiba. If we can use this thing, we can totally change the tide of the battle with Misane. I carefully aligned the circuit board with the slot entrance. I think there's like a gnat or something in here. I think there was in the last episode, or in the last recording session I did here, like there was just a gnat or something that just so happened to get in here and it just like floats around my screens. It's really annoying.
刺してみる。
Watch it just be my mouse cursor moving around, which you guys can't even see. I push the circuit board with a bit of strength into the slot. It doesn't catch on anything, and once it's all the way inside, it clicks. Alright, it's compatible. I'm in luck.
これで使えるのかな？
Yeah, but how? Aside from the slot for the circuit board, there's no switch or button on the device itself. But I do have a little remote control that came with it in my knapsack. It's a simple controller, 2 square centimeters in size and with a single button on it. Pushing said button would likely turn the device on, and I can imagine pushing it again would shut it off. Will that make people see illusions? And it's not just that. It's possible that there's another way of using it. I'll test it out when I get back to the airport.
それで
Now, I'm sure we've got limited use with it, so I don't know if we can do much testing with it. I put the device back in the knapsack and face Airi.
さっきのこと詳しく教えてくれないかな？ヒドゥンハンドっていうパスワードを知ってたこと、それと装置の電源を切る方法を知ってたことについてね。何か思い当たる？
Airi rubs her temples with her fingers, a confused expression on her face.
君島さんの声が聞こえたんです。
That's not good.
東京の病院で一人でいたら君島さんの声が聞こえて、たくさんの映像を見せられました。それが本当の映像だったのか、頭の中だけの記憶だったのか、それは分かりません。誰の映した映像だったのかも分かりません。気づいた時には飛行機の中であなたたちと一緒でした。ヒドゥンハンドという言葉はその時に見せられた映像の中で誰かがつぶやいていて、さっきこの場所に来た時に初めてなのにまるで何度も来たような感じがしたんです。
It really does feel like this whole hidden hand phrase is something similar to Chaos Head's Whose Eyes Are Those Eyes?
デジャブというものでしょうか。
And it's a little freaky.
わかりません。
I don't think AR Airi's memories have been inherited by her. Those would just be ones and zeros anyway. So I want to believe that's not the case. Hell, that would mean that she remembers me giving her a kiss on the forehead through my Pokecom on Christmas Eve. Yeah, we don't want anyone to know about that. I would die of embarrassment if she remembered that. But something's not right here. Sister Centipede might know something about all of this. I boot up Iruo and survey the area with it, but there's no Sister Centipede in sight. Where could she have wandered off to? There's definitely a gnat in here. It like flew right in front of my fucking face.
はい。私、何か。
いや、気にしなくていいよ。
If I told her that she tried to kill us and then herself, and with a gun no less, it would probably come as a massive shock. Yeah, we'll save that for another day.
戻りましょう。長いは禁物です。
Airi and I both nod and exit the building. And outside was... interesting. Very interesting.
ドローン、囲まれた。動けば撃ちます。
Oh, hello, Sister Centipede. That voice, Airi, but she's standing next to me, worriedly looking around with uncertainty. In that case... Yep. I raise my Pokecom in the direction of the voice, the tower scaffolding. Airi, no, Sister Centipede, is there wearing her usual fluttery dress, the icon on her head glowing. Airi looks at my Pokecom from the side and her eyes widen.
私がいる。繰り返します。動けば撃ちます。3秒とかからず、あなた方3名は死にます。カイト君、今すごくまずい状況です。
You don't say.
ああ、見ればわかるよ。
I never considered that Sister Centipede would be part of the enemy's forces. Well, try to remember who the master is here. But this might actually be convenient for me. This increases the probability that Sister Centipede has the answers to my questions.
あのふわふわ浮いてるのって AR じゃないかな。
私の肉眼でも見えてますよ。
お台場でもそうだったよ。肉眼でも見える幻を何十万人って人が目撃した。みんなまんまと騙されたんだ。
Guys, I have bad news. That was not a gnat in here. That is a mosquito.
それと同じだったりして。
And it's on the hunt.
って思ったりして。
But if that was the case, wouldn't Sister Centipede also be visible to... Uh-oh. Yeah, maybe it's real. Maybe it's real. There's a bullet hole in the concrete wall.
本物です。
あ、そう。
Yeah, a little bit of wishful thinking. I didn't expect her to fire a warning shot, though. Sister Centipede's much more quick-witted than she used to be.
俺たちを取り囲んで何がしたいわけ？
あなたたちを排除せよというマスターのご命令です。
I gulp. I'm going to get killed off before I even get the chance to challenge Misune? Give me a damn break.
だったら、なんで問答無用で撃ち殺さないんでしょう？
She's right. Is there a reason why Sister Centipede hasn't killed us yet? If that's the case, maybe I can work with this.
ゲジネーに聞きたいことがある。
答えるつもりはありません。
Okay, you might not have the intention of answering, but we can still ask. But that doesn't stop me from asking.
お
Exactly.
台場の万博会場でスメラギが遠隔操縦されたことは知ってる？スメラギはスタンドアローンだった。ハッキングは有線以外じゃできないはずなのにだ。それについて知ってることない？
The Expo rampage likely wasn't Misane's plan, but rather Kimijima Ko's as part of Project Atom. In that case, since Sister Centipede is working under him, she should know something. In fact, seeing as Sister Centipede is operating the drones, it's possible that she also remotely operated Sumeragi.
教えてよ、ゲジネ。
君は勘違いをしているようだ。
Hello, sir. Where are you standing? It's him. Oh, he's just right in front of us. All right, cool. Well, I guess he's everywhere.
君島こ。
I guess he doesn't necessarily need to be, like, standing on the ground like Sister Centipede isn't. It's all his fault.
君はプロジェクトアトムのシナリオにおいて主役どころか名前すら与えられていない端役に過ぎないんだ。あまりこんな場所をうろつかずに速やかに退場してもらいたいんだよ。東京でもそう言っただろう。
Oh, the mosquito is now on my monitor. God damn, that is annoying. Because I don't want to smack my monitor, but I also don't want it on my monitor. Oh, okay, wait, come on, go away. And I missed it, okay. Sorry guys, I'm having my mosquito arc right now. If this man didn't exist, Misane wouldn't be our enemy. That's a big boy, by the way. I'm just gonna throw that out. I need to finish this fucking recording session quick.
盗っ人たけだけしいとはこのことじゃないか。
Akiho wouldn't have had to suffer, the expo wouldn't have been ruined, and Model 2 would still exist.
僕のレポートを全部集めてわざわざ世界中に拡散してくれたことについては敬意を表するよ。
Yeah.
ヤシオカイト君。だが君はただの使いっ走りでしかないと自覚しなければいけないな。
Yeah, we were your pawn. It's all of his fault. I want to rush up to him and punch him in the face right this second. But I know I can't do that, and it pisses me off even more. I have no way to vent this anger. If I moved right now, I'd be pumped full of holes. 10 drones are hovering above Naisan and myself, their guns trained on us as they make eerie fan noises, as drones tend to.
なぜさっさと処分しない？
I glance at Naisan, hoping that she has some kind of plan. But even she seems to be at her wit's end. Her eyes are darting around, she's biting down on her lip, unable to move. Neither me nor Naisan can find a way out of this. Is it hopeless? Is this the end? Without even noticing how panicked I was,
Kimijima-san.
Airi calls out to the mastermind, a stern expression on her face. Well, more accurately, there we go. She calls out to the Kimijima Co on my Pokecom screen.
Kimijima-san wa shinde iru desu ka?
I was ready for this to be the end, but Sister Centipede still does not open fire. Wait, does Airi not know that Kimijima Co is dead? Did nobody tell her after she woke up from cold sleep?
君島公は死んでる。10年近く前だ。
そう。確かに僕は死んだよ。殺されたんだ。でも、おかげでこうして永遠の命を手に入れられた。もっとも、それもあと数日で終わりだろうけれどね。僕が立案し実行したプロジェクトアトムによって消滅するんだ。宇宙から飛来する熱と電磁波の嵐。それは50億人に死をもたらすものであり、ネットワーク上に存在している僕もまたその嵐によって破壊されるだろう。
He's insane. You're not wrong.
破壊されることを望むんですか？
なんだって？
死に希望を持っているから、実験の成功が嬉しいから、生きたいと思わないから。ほら、また病院で再会した時もそうでした。 私が眠りにつく前の君島さんと今の君島さんは違う気がします。今は君島さんの心がどこにも感じられないんです。
His heart? Damn, this is really going in a Kingdom Hearts direction. The mastermind behind everything, Kimijima Ko. When I spoke to him at Chofu, his view of the world was far removed from many other humans. I couldn't understand him at all, nor could I think of him as a fellow person. My impression of him was an immoral man with a broken mind, a man who lacked the common sense and morals of normal human. Is she saying that he wasn't always like this? Even before he died, he experimented with the lives of everyone aboard the MF Anemone. People like Akiho, myself, and many others. If Misane hadn't stopped him, everyone aboard would probably be dead. How the hell could the man behind that have a soul?
君島さんは10年前も壊れた人でしたよね。実験のことしか考えてなかったですし、でも優しかった。君島さんの心からそれが感じられました。
君のことはいい実験台だとしか見ていなかったんだけどね。
どう見ているかは関係なくて、私を眠らせてほしいってお願いしたとき、あなたはかなり長い間迷っていましたよね。
実験内容についてじっくり検討していたんだよ。残念ながらね。
でも迷ってくれた。なのに今の君島さんは目的があってもそこに資料も思想もない。
It's like all evil, nothing else. A reason, huh? A reason for executing Project Atom. It's true that it's still unclear as to why Kimijima Ko would try to massacre 5 billion people.
君島さんはどうして実験を成功させたいんですか?
Well, he threw in his reports, and what he wanted to make everyone, scared of was that it's all a part of the committee's plan. So could we say that this is the committee's doing? Kimijima Ko wouldn't actually do this?
なぜ実験を成功させたいかって？それはね、実験を成功させたいからだよ。
That's not a reason.
例えば、実験の内容が50億人を虐殺するものでも、一輪の花を咲かせるものでも、僕にとっては同じなんだ。
それってつまり、あんたはただのプログラムだってことじゃないか。
かもしれないね。
You literally are.
僕は死の直前に仮移植していた不完全なアルファ版のデータでのみ構成されている。そう言っただろう。君島こうという人間を完全再現するにはデータ不足だったのかもしれない。もっともだから何か不都合があるのかといえば特にないけれどね。今の僕は人間としては欠陥品かもしれない。ただこの実験を遂行する分にはほぼ完璧に近い。実験を成功させる。それが君島公の目的であったことは揺るぎない。今さらそこに思想など不要だよ。
The Kimijima Ko possessing Misane is defective, huh? Like how we can just let this thing do as it pleases. However, I haven't been able to stop sweating. The guns are still trained on us.
ちなみに
Just then, Kimijima Ko's figure vanishes. It's instantaneous, like he was never here to begin with. Where did he go? Sister Centipede still does not move. Yeah, where did he go? I'm sure he'll pop up and scare me and everything. I look around, but Kimijima Ko is...
君の両親はとっくに死んだ。
Uh-oh. Shit. He's trying to possess Airi again.
やめろ!
But my voice reaches neither Airi nor Kimijima Ko. Well, fuck. Oh, hey. We're gonna have Airi's perspective now. This is gonna be fun.
知っていたかい？君は両親にとって負担だった。早く死んでくれないかと思っていた。父親が逃げ出したのはもちろん君のせいだよ。当時 僕は君の両親と懇意にしていてね、いろいろ聞かせてもらったんだ。アイリにはうんざりだとそう言っていたよ。だから島から出て自由を取り戻せばいいと言ってあげたんだ。そうしたら君の父親は僕に何て言ったと思う？ありがとう。だってさ、まるでつきものが落ちたような顔で僕に握手を求めてきたよ。君という面倒な娘から解放されてよっぽど嬉しかったんだろうね。だから鹿児島の山奥で殺してあげたんだ。今も君の父親は寒い山奥で白骨死体のまま眠っているはずだよ。警察にも見つかっていないからね。君がコールドスリープで眠っている10年の間に君の父親はその体を獣に食い散らかされて腐り落ちて骨だけになっていったわけだ。
How do you know this?
よかったね。君を見捨てた父親が死んで。もっとも君は父親のことはそんなに好きじゃなかったね。だったら彼がどうなっても別にどうでもいいか。むしろ君は母親のことが大好きだったよね。何しろ父親がいなくなってからも女手一つで君を育ててくれたんだからね。だから君はそんな大好きな母親が自分のせいで病んでいくのが耐えられなかったんだろう。解放してあげたかったんだろう。雪船愛理っていう重荷から。だから君はわざわざ僕に頼み込んで長い眠りにつくことを選んだわけだ。すべては母親のため。自分がいなくなれば母親は楽になってくれる。まったくいじらしくて素敵な娘さんだ。でも残念だったね。君のお母さんは君が眠った後反響欄で島中を駆けずり回ったんだ。もちろん君を探してね。
Interesting.
僕も聞かれたよ。娘を見なかったかと。だから僕は答えたんだ。君の選択を尊重するために知らないと。誰も君の母親の相手をしなかったよ。みんな彼女がおかしくなってしまったことを知っていたからね。でも母親はそれこそ取りつかれたように森を裸足でさまよい歩き続けたんだ。あんまりかわいそうだったから僕は助言してあげたんだ。曲島で見かけたと漁師の人が言っていたと。もちろん真っ赤な嘘なんだけど。君の母親はありがとうありがとうと言って。でもみんな彼女が曲島へ行くことを反対したんだ。あの島には誰もいないと。悪いことは言わないからおやめなさいと。誰も船を出してあげようとしなくてね。だから彼女は曲島まで泳いで行ったよ。本当に滑稽だった。母親の執念というのはすごいね。でもさすがにそこまでで限界だった。さすがにあの距離は泳ぎきれないよ。君の母親は魚の餌になった。骨は海の底に沈んだか、あるいは海流に流されて今頃は太平洋の方まで行っているかもしれないね。どんな気持ちだっただろうね。溺れて死んだのかな。だとしたら苦しかったろう。
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
サメにでも食われた
Drowning
のか
doesn't
もしれ
seem
ない。
like a fun time.
だとしたら生きたまま食われるわけでかなり痛いだろうね。誰も君のお母さんの行方は知らない。誰もね。そうそう。君の住んでいた家は君のお父さんの親族が売り払って更地にしてしまったよ。さっさと家族3人の死亡届を出して保険金を受け取ったそうだ。だから君が10年ぶりに生きて現れたことにはひどく不満だったらしいよ。いっそ殺せと病院の医師にお金を渡したぐらいだし。
Jesus Christ.
君どうして目
No
覚めちゃっ
way.
たの？
Honestly, I feel like a lot of this is bullshit.
ずっと寝ていればよかったのに。
I feel like a lot of this is just trying to, like, break her, so that he can slip into her mind. Airi is acting weird. I could barely make out what Kimijima was saying, but I know for a fact that he's destroying Airi's heart. Her eyes are open wide and convulsing. Tears fall endlessly from both eyes, her face a sickly pale. Her entire body is trembling, and she continues to sob voicelessly. Just watching her in so much pain is making my heart ache. This isn't good. At this rate, we'll be repeating the incident at Shofu Airport. But with all these guns pointed at us, neither Nai-san nor I can move a muscle. I should have never brought Airi here. Sister Centipede continues to watch us from the tower. She hasn't moved the entire time, and we're also still alive. As long as Sister Centipede remains under Kimijima-ko's control, I doubt that she'll listen to anything we have to say. I can't come up with a way to simultaneously destroy all 10 drones locked on us. I still have a score to settle with Misane. I can't just die here. But I also can't leave Airi behind either. Which means this is war. It takes about 2 giant steps from where I'm standing to reach Airi. That should be enough. I won't let Kimijima have his way. I turn toward Airi. I lean forward and focus all my strength into my feet. This time, I'm able to hear Kimijima-ko's voice loud and clear. The drone's guns are already trained directly on me. I'm not gonna make it. I'm going to be turned into Swiss cheese before I can take 2 steps. But just as I lift my toes off the ground to take off, Sister Centipede begins to utter nonsense. The first step. Simultaneously, the sound of gunfire rings out. The second step. My hand grabs Airi's wrist. Got her. I forcefully pull her trembling body into my arms. All tension leaves her body. I got away unscathed too, somehow. Not a single hole in me. It's then that a violent blast of heat suddenly assaults my body. The 10 drones that were hovering in the air all explode one after the other.
Master を裏切るのか、ゲジネ。勝手な真似をしてくれるじゃないか。これは深刻なエラーだね。バグは消去しよ
う。Huh? Eliminate?
ゲジネ。
I instinctively hold my Pokemon back up and watch Sister Centipede through the screen. Sister Centipede herself remains unchanged. In fact, she's just standing there emotionless as usual. But the icon on her forehead is flashing violently. It's almost like she's about to die. Still in my arms, Airi reaches her hand out toward my Pokecom screen. Airi touches the monitor. She lovingly runs her hand across Sister Centipede through the monitor. Sister Centipede is no longer able to speak coherently. Kimijima must be trying to delete her data. She could disappear at any moment. If Rao was here, would she have been able to do something about this? Probably not. No, I get the feeling this would be too much for even her. Well, Ko has complete access of Iruo. We gotta keep that in mind too. Even though it takes an astronomical amount of time to create data, it takes only a few seconds to delete it. I move my Pokecom closer to Airi. Airi's fingers touch the icon on Sister Centipede's forehead. It flashes even more violently than before.
ありがとう。もう一人の私、もっとお話したかったな。
Sister Centipede's mouth moves as if to respond, but her voice is already gone. Even then, she still attempts to communicate something. In an effort to not miss her last words, Airi holds her ear against the Pokecom. Just then, the Pokecom releases a blast of noise, much like it would after short-circuiting. Airi jolts back in surprise. That's it. For just a moment, the Iruo screen is filled with noise. And then Sister Centipede is gone. No matter where I point the Pokecom, she's nowhere to be found.
君島公もいないみたいです。命拾いしたというところですね。
Naisan breathes a sigh of relief while looking down at the remains of the drones. Looks like Sister Centipede gained some humanity over the past decade or so, or at least recently. Airi clings tightly to my chest. She's doing her best to hold back. She's crying while barely making a sound. My first thought is that Kimijima said something to her. No, I was certain that was the case. He must have said something that broke her heart. I assumed that she was in pain, sad, and angry. But I immediately realized that's not what these tears are.
どうしてでしょう。とても大切なものを失ったような気がします。お父さんとお母さんのことじゃなくて、そうじゃなくて、まるで自分の半身を引き裂かれたみたいな、そんな気がしたんです。
Sister Centipede has been watching over AR Airi this entire time. She had done so in the same body as an alternate personality. Perhaps for Sister Centipede, both AR Airi and Airi were one and the same. Another part of her that must be protected. Another part of her that must be loved. Even more so than the very master that created her. Sister Centipede chose to protect the part of herself that she had spent so much time with. I don't know how she rebelled against her programming. Was it really just a bug? Or was there some other cause? I guess it doesn't matter. In the end, Sister Centipede saved the three of us. That's the only truth that matters right now. That's why you shouldn't trust AI. That shit will turn against you, most definitely, on God, for real. In actuality, yeah, I mean, AI is always learning. It's always training itself. The model is always adapting. Isn't that the whole point of AI? To continuously be helpful, to keep on getting knowledge, data, information, this and that, to better serve its purpose? I guess in this case, it went a little bit beyond that. And we will end the episode here. This was a good one. It covered a lot of emotions, I feel. Man, I don't know how much more we have left of this, but I believe it's actually already crunch time. As I said at the beginning of the game, it's go time, if you will. But man, I don't know how much more we have left, and I don't know how much time we have left until the big fight, but I do feel like it is right on the horizon, and I don't know how it's going to go down. It's going to be a close one, that's for sure. But thank you all for watching this episode. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy.